Hey everyone, I'm Bee, and welcome back to Read and Roam. The community library is hosting a story showcase, and all our talk about themes inspired me to write one of my own. As I write my story, I'll show you how to write one too, with a theme. I looked for ideas in the community and just visited the animal shelter to interview a volunteer. She shared amazing rescue stories, but one cat stuck with me. At first, the cat hid in her crate, but when someone sat nearby and spoke gently, she peeked out. Later, she was adopted. I saw how kindness can change a life, even in tiny animals. That moment stuck with me, and I want to write a story about it. Today, I'll show you how I come up with story ideas that show a theme, and you can work on some story ideas too. Before we jump in, here's my goal for today. I want to pick a theme that matters to me and then come up with story parts like characters, setting, conflict, and resolution that help show that theme. That's how we bring a story to life. For me, the story starts with a moment I haven't been able to forget. After I left the shelter, I kept thinking about that shy little cat. It reminded me of so many other times in my life that someone showed up for someone in need. There's a theme there, that when someone goes through a challenge, they can still feel better if they get love and care. That's what the theme does. It shows us something real about people, feelings, and the world around us. Can you remember a moment like this that stuck with you? Maybe an experience from real life or a scene from a book or movie that made you feel deeply or helped you understand a lesson about life? That's how we connect with a story's theme. Let's choose a theme for your story. You can use mine or choose a different one, like being brave means doing the right thing, even when you're scared. Or working together helps us solve problems we couldn't solve alone. There are a few more options listed for you in your notes to choose from. Or you can create your own. Think of a special memory. What did you feel? What did you learn that could help someone else? Pause here and choose the theme you want to build your story around. Next, choose a genre for your story. You can pick any genre you want. Here's a reminder of the genres we've learned about so far. You can choose one now or think about a couple of options. Pause here to record which genres you'd like to write. We've chosen our theme and genre, so let's dive into some story elements. As you know, brainstorming can be messy and full of questions, and that's okay. Since I'm writing a realistic fiction story, I'm going to brainstorm some characters that could exist in real life. Who could the story be about? What kind of character would fit my theme? Maybe a lost dog. Or the cat from the shelter. What about a new kid in town? It could even be about the volunteer I talked to. Think about your theme and genre and pause here and record 2 to 3 ideas for your story's main character. I want to write about the cat I met at the shelter because I keep thinking about her. Now that I have a main character, I need to decide where everything happens. My setting. When you brainstorm a setting, you can ask yourself, what kind of place would it make sense for my character to be in? What kind of place could help create a problem for my character? Since my story is about a cat from an animal shelter, here are a few settings that might work. A cozy home where the cat goes to live, or maybe even at nighttime at the pet shelter. If I wanted a more adventurous story, it could take place in a noisy city alley. Each of these could help me show different kinds of problems or emotions that match my theme. I think I'll go with the new family's home. It fits my character, and I can imagine some things that might go wrong or right there. As you brainstorm, try to pick a setting that makes sense for your character and the kind of story you want to tell. Pause here and record 2 to 3 ideas of where your setting could be. Think about how it could connect to your theme. I've got my main character and a setting that helps show the theme. Now, it's time to think about the problem. Conflict matters because how a character handles problems helps show the theme. What they do and learn during tough moments brings the theme to life. What conflict would make sense for the setting and character I've imagined? How could this problem help me show the theme? Maybe the cat hides under the bed and won't come out. Or the cat doesn't get along with the family's dog. Oh, it could be the family thinks about taking the cat back to the shelter. Any of these would help me show that the cat is having a hard time trusting others. But with love and care, things could change. I'm going to pick the family already has another pet. That gives me more to work with later when I think about the ending. What kind of problem could your character face? Try thinking of a few options that connect to your theme. Pause here and record your ideas. So now that I've brainstormed a conflict that fits my theme, it's time to think about the resolution. I don't need the full ending yet, but I can ask myself a few helpful questions to get started. How does the conflict get solved? How can my theme be shown at the end of the story? Since my theme is about love, care, and healing after something hard, I want the ending to show that the cat begins to feel safe again because someone helps her. I thought of a few ideas for who could help her. The new owner could be patient and gentle, giving the cat time to adjust. A neighbor might visit with treats and help the cat feel welcome. Or maybe the family's dog and the cat don't get along at first, but slowly they become friends. Each of these could show how love and support help the cat feel safe, which matches my theme. I think I'm going to go with the other pet in the home. Pause here and record 2 to 3 ideas of how your conflict could be resolved in your story. Now that you've brainstormed your ideas, it's time to make some decisions and organize your thoughts. Use the graphic organizer in your notes and keep asking, how do these story elements show the theme I chose? Next time, we'll turn our ideas into a real story. Until then, remember, where there are words, there's a world to explore. Hey.